Hi everyone. Yep, just before I come into the shot, that right there is my friend, Mr. Shaku, aka Abstract Shirt. Go and get yourself one of these. Very good quality. Obviously, I'm about to bring another one onto the set right now. Here I am. Boom. And how are you all doing? Yeah, I knew that would happen. Eventually, obviously, it couldn't stick, but it is what it is. I'm there with, the latest one he's got, which is the SLAB. Sting like a butterfly. Big up to you, Shaku. Big up for the shirt. Go and cop yourself one. Definitely worth a look into. As you can see, the design, very, very pretty. But anyways, not going to keep boring you too long with anything else. I'm back, obviously, with another episode of Randy Prizzle Predicts. And obviously, on this episode, I'm going to predict the Premier League results for the weekend. Obviously, do expect noise in the background as well, because as again, I am not here alone. Someone else is unfortunately here with me, and this is how it is, unfortunately. So we just keep the show rolling on. And I stop saying unfortunately. So that's something in the future content, hopefully, unfortunately, and hopefully don't keep coming up a lot of the times, because that could start to be a bit jarring. I know for you it is, for me it definitely is, because I see it back and I know I do this a lot. So, but anyway, let me stop my waffling on and let's get straight into the fixtures for this weekend's Premier League. Obviously, on August 2019, Saturday, 17th August, when I usually do my podcast, the Clarepoint podcast, I usually do it in the guy's voice. The guy at Sky Sports who does the Barclay cards, Premier League results. Like you say, Aberdeen 1, Kilmarnock 0. So that's kind of, but I'm not going to do it now. If you want to see that, if you check out the Clarepoint podcast, it will be on there. SoundCloud.com/Randy-Freddy-Prizzle. Or just type in, Clarepoint podcast. Anyways, long story short, let's get straight into the fixtures for this weekend. Obviously, we've got Arsenal against Burnley, and that's a 12:30 p.m. kickoff on the Saturday, 17th of August. Who have I got my money on? I think it's going to be a really tight game between the two. Arsenal obviously won their last game with a very, I would say, jarring in a sense. 1-0 wasn't as convincing as anything, but they got the job done. And it's always a tough place to go to St James's Park. But obviously here we're at home. I'm an Arsenal fan, so we are obviously at home to Burnley. Hopefully we do get the job done. And I'm speaking this as a hopeful Arsenal fan. I do believe we would win. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I don't think it's going to be as, resume as everybody else will think it would be. I think it's going to be very tight. I think we will probably win this 2-1. I'm going for Arsenal winning 2-1. I think it's going to be another tight game. I think there's going to be a lack of emphasis, even at home, because Burnley are going to sit back and try to counter us, and I think that's what I expect from Burnley to do. So I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. The next match, Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Now, obviously, Aston Villa are at home. They put up a great showing last week. Very unfortunate, you would say, to lose the game to Tottenham, because I felt they did all they could do to really show what they were going to be like in the Premier League. And when you make a difference and you come into the Premier League for the first time, you've got to come in aggressive. You've got to be hard. You've got to be hard to beat as well. And then he pulled it off very nearly. Obviously got to apologise about the crease shirt as well. Got it in the post. Couldn't get time to iron it. And this is what it is. But anyways, still back on to the result. Good for Aston Villa. I do think Aston Villa may have a real chance in this game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth are another team that are quite shaky. Got a draw in their last match. So this one is going to be really tight. 3 p.m. kickoff as well. I'm going to go for Villa on this one. I think Villa's going to win this one. It's going to be a tight game, though. I think Bournemouth are not going to go there, and I think Villa would win. I'm going to go 3-2. I think it's going to be a bit of goals in there. I think both teams are going to be a bit sloppy in defence. Listen, Aston Villa are going to be a bit rocked by, the result. I think their morale is going to be a bit low. They're going to concede goals, but I feel they will have enough
to win the game up front. So I'm going to go for them winning 3-2. We're obviously going to move on to the next game, Brighton versus West Ham. That's not 3 p.m. kickoff. Brighton at home to West Ham. West Ham, obviously, last game went convincing, they've got a good front line now. People should think without a doubt West Ham should probably win this game, but I think it's going to be a tight one for them. Going to Brighton now are not an easy team, but there's no real easy team in the Premier League. The Premier League is a league full of teams that are going to want to fight, are going to want to compete. I do think this game is going to be a tough one for West Ham. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. Brighton, West Ham. I don't think West Ham have got what it takes in attack, and they've got their new players as well, so it's going to be really difficult for them. So I'm going to go for a draw in that game. We're going to go, obviously, Everton going against Watford, which is the 3 p.m. kickoff again. Everton, obviously, had a showing out in their last match, got a draw. They've yet to play Alex Iwobi. He could start for them. Their new signing, a couple of their new guys that they've got as well. I think it's going to be a real good game between these two, because Watford, I think, are another dark horse for me to get into that top 7. I think they're another team. So, for me, I think it's going to be a tight one. It's obviously at home to Everton. They may have the advantage. Their crowd will be really behind them in this game to get a result. But I think it's going to be really tight. I'm going to go 2-1 Everton. I think Everton might just edge it because of the crowd. I think the crowd will definitely play their part, definitely try to push them over the line. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Everton. Next match, Norwich versus Newcastle. Norwich obviously at home, Newcastle away. Newcastle obviously got their new players, Joelinton, who did make a star appearance against Arsenal. Really, really tough sort of looking forward. Very strong, very direct as well. Very someone who could cause us a lot of problems. And, not us now. I mean, he did in that game, but not us now. Thankfully, he's not playing us again. He is obviously going up against Norwich. So it's going to be that type of game where Newcastle are going to want to get back into this. And I have a feeling that their travelling support would want them to get a result, obviously, after marginally losing against Arsenal. So I do feel they're going to want them to show up. I do think they probably will against Norwich. I don't really feel Norwich are going to hold out for long. I see them defending in droves of numbers back, but I don't think they're going to have what it takes to keep Newcastle out. I think Newcastle are going to win this one. I'm going to go 1-0 Newcastle. I think it's going to be a 1-0 game. It's going to be very tight, but Newcastle are going to get that edge just to get over the line. So I'm going to go Newcastle that one. Next game, Southampton against Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool won their game convincingly last week. Should be a game where Southampton should try to keep them out. But I don't know if Southampton can do that. I think it's going to be a real game where Liverpool are going to walk all over them. You know what I mean? I think Liverpool are going to thrash them. Sorry, Southampton fans. I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. I think Liverpool are going to beat Southampton by 3-0. Southampton haven't looked convincing as well at the start of the season. And Liverpool obviously hit form. They beat, Chelsea 4-0. I think they're going to continue that with a 3-0 win. And we go for the next one, which is a big, this is probably, for me, the weekend's big game. It's massive. More massive than the screen when I'm doing that, though. It's actually wider than that. So it's really big game. Man City versus Tottenham. Massive game. Who do I think is going to win that one? Now, let me go into just a little bit of the synopsis or the lowdown, if I'm going to call it that, the lowdown. I'll stick with the lowdown. But anyways, I do think it's going to be a really tough game between the two. Two teams who love to attack. You know what I mean? If you see Man City and you see Tottenham, these two teams do attack and they attack in strokes. So, hold that thought. Okay, the noise is gone. And my laptop obviously has gone to black mode. Fade to black. For the people who know. If you don't, then forget about it. So yeah, we'll stick on obviously Man City, Tottenham. Who do I think is going to win that match? It's going to be a really tight affair between the two. Both teams love to attack. Both teams are good going forward. I think it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a high-scoring draw, though. I think it's going to be like a 2-2. I'm going to go for 2-2. Man City, Tottenham. I know Man City are at home, but Tottenham are going to want to beat them there. And you know what I mean? They're going to want to lay a marker down. Even though I don't really care about Tottenham, because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. But general terms, I think Tottenham are going to want to go there and going to want to put a marker down and say, you know what? We can stand up for ourselves going against City, which teams haven't done so far, being only one team. But, you know, who actually got dropped. But, you know, in general terms, that was West Ham. Sorry, West Ham fans, but you did get dropped. Literally, you got literally time behind and, you know, all the rest. Don't want to say anymore, but if you know, you know. So definitely feel it's going to be a real tight affair between these two. As I said, I'm going to go for a draw, 2-2. And that's it for Saturday's games. I'm obviously going to move on to Sundays. Sundays now, we've got Sheffield United against Crystal Palace. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff game. Sheffield United obviously at home to Palace. Palace, I don't know, weird with Palace. Obviously, they've still got Wilfried Zaha. They've managed to keep him out of the clutches of Arsenal and obviously of the clutches of Everton. So, you know, Zaha obviously is kind of put in a transfer request, hasn't happened, but he's still there. So he is their player. He will put a starring role in, I think, against Sheffield United. Sheffield United fans are going to be they're going to be up for this though. They're going to want to see their team improve in that. And if their team don't improve, hey, go away, man. Go away. Try to... People belling up my phone now. Like, why are you calling me when you know I'm doing it? People. Whatever. Just wait for this dickhead to go. All right. Sorry for the profanity language, but he had to go. I probably would bleep that out at some point later on. But, you know, maybe not. If YouTube let me, one word. That's all I'm asking for. One word, YouTube. One word. But anyways, we'll move on to still talk about the results. This person tried to completely throw me off, which they nearly did, but they haven't. I think Palace will win. I think it's going to be a tight one. I know Sheffield United fans will be up for it, but I think Palace will have a bit more in the locker. I think it's going to be a tight one as well. I think it's going to be a 2-1. I think Palace will win 2-1. Obviously, next game, Leicester versus Chelsea. Sorry, Chelsea are at home. I said it the wrong way around. 4:30 kickoff. Who do I think is going to win this one? It's going to be a real tight game between the two. I'm going to go a 1-1. I think Chelsea are going to slip up in this game. I think it's going to be a tight one for them. They obviously have to make marks of the previous performance they did. They have to turn that around. And obviously, I don't know if they will. So, in general terms, I think they will show up, but I think Leicester will have a lot more in the locker as well. I know they've lost Maguire, but still, Leicester are still a very good team. So, I think it's going to be 1-1. We move on to the next game, which is obviously going to happen on Monday night, which is Wolves versus Man United. Very, very big game. In general terms, where Wolves now have got Danny Welbeck in their team, have got the likes of Troy Deeney who could cause problems as well. Sorry, I'm convinced. That's bad of me. Sorry, I've confused them with Watford. I'm so sorry. Wolves fans, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know I'm wearing kind of new colour as well. I apologise for that. That's bad of me. Really bad to get you guys mixed up. Different areas as well. Sorry. I could apologise for that. But yeah, I got lost in the sauce for a minute. I'm going to apologise for that one. But I think Man United are going to win, unfortunately, Wolves fans. I think Man United are going to beat you guys. I think they're going to beat you guys. I think it's going to be 4-1. I think Man United are going to have too much in the locker again. Martial and Thingy are kind of now starting to hit on. No Lukaku there, obviously, to kind of hold them back, you would say. Obviously, Sanchez may feature as well, maybe or maybe not. Personally, don't care, but is what it is. I think Man United are going to win 4-1. And that is obviously the end of me predicting. So that's the end of Randy Prizzle predicts. Obviously, I forgot my damn name. Oh my word. I need to eat something, and then I think I'll have a clearer mind. But, get it? Clearer mind. Forget that. It's gone over your heads, whatever. But thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Randy Prizzle Predicts. And you'll see me again next week, hopefully, for another prediction show on the Premier League, or probably a wrestling event, or probably whatever else is on next week that is there for me to predict. So have a good one, guys. Buy the shirt, and the one behind that fell, but I think I can't even see it. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Go and cop yourself one. Big up my man, Abstract, and peace. And I'm out.